All right, so I'm Clinton Weibel. I'm part of the Orange Brigade at BTI 360, in case you can't tell what our company color is. But we're going to talk about delivering happiness through continuous delivery. So has anybody ever read the continuous delivery book or heard about it? There's been lots of talks this weekend around it. How about the Delivering Happiness book? A little bit less. You should go read it if you haven't. I really recommend it. So today's talk is really inspired by both of those books, kind of a blend of both. So if you've ever gone to code.flickr.com and you check out the footer, I'm an engineer by trade, so I like to subscribe to some of these blogs. They do a really interesting thing. They actually will, in real time, show you how many deploys they're doing on a frequent basis. So when I grabbed this screenshot, 75 deploys were done in 1 week. I don't know about you guys, but where I coach at and the organizations I walk into, they rarely do 75 deploys in 3 to 4 years. So you're like, what the heck are they doing? So they're definitely doing something different. And just kind of set a baseline, what is continuous delivery all about? You also hear the word continuous deployment. There is a distinction for the purpose of today. I'm not going to go into it. But it's really all about anytime you make a change to your code, your configuration, a database schema, no matter what it is, that you have a fast feedback about the production readiness of your system. So we're going to go into a little bit how we do that. We're going to tell a story to kind of illuminate it. Yahoo bought Flickr in 2005, and one of the interesting things that happened was Yahoo was on the left here doing a deployment cycle with large sets of capability over a longer set of time, and Flickr was doing just the opposite. Every check-in they were rolling out to prod. So what Yahoo did, they said, hey, we're a mature organization. You guys are a bunch of cowboys just lobbing stuff over the fence into prod and just hoping that it works. As we consume you, you're going to start adopting our practices. But before they made them do that, they did one really smart thing. They analyzed Flickr's reliability, and they use that as uptime as compared to all the other Yahoo properties, and they won. They had a higher uptime over the previous 3 years, I believe it was, as compared to everything else. So they actually let them go, continue doing that, and Yahoo started adopting those practices. So how do we actually do this in reality? We create a truly cross-functional team the whole way through operations, and we start taking those business chunks and we slice them. We've heard a lot of talks about that, and we start developing, integrating, testing, and rolling it out to prod on very small slices of capability at a time. We do that through a deployment pipeline, so from the time that a developer checks something in, as we roll further and further down the pipeline, we want to increase the confidence that our builds are ready to rock and go to prod. And we also are going to rack and stack that deployment pipeline strategically so that we get a fast amount of feedback early. So things that have longer lead times on feedback, we're going to put towards the end of the process. So unit testing is going to be right up front. So what does this thing look like? These are the 4 foundational things the book talks about. You need a configuration management strategy. You need a strategy that you can reproduce any build at any time, and you need to use these tools to do it, and you need to have a strategy wrapped around that. Second thing, continuous integration. We actually need to do integration. It's the practice of continuous integration, not the tooling that makes it happen. One of the biggest ones is a testing strategy. This is multifaceted. Go read the Agile testing book. There's a lot of great stuff in there about how to do this, but it's many different layers, and you need to wrap a whole strategy around it. You could be doing testing, creating tests forever. The last thing is a deployment strategy. You need to be able to deploy to any environment you have access to in an automated way in the same way every time. So here's a dog at Etsy. Etsy, if you follow their Codecraft blog, which is awesome. This is a dog deploying to prod, and I'm not going to walk through this guy. It's pretty cool what they do there. They're a little weird also, but it's a one-way street here. So once something hits the pipeline, it starts rolling towards prod, and if something breaks, it will stop, and they automatically at that point surge on that and fix it because they want to get that log jam out of the way so that they can start, so other developers can start pushing to prod as well. Second thing, they've limited their test time to 11 minutes. They will do no more than 11 minutes worth of testing, so they do a lot of stuff in parallel at one time. This is their Jenkins cluster there, represents that. Last thing is they roll forward. How about that? They don't roll back. They find a problem in prod, they fix it, and they have the capability already put out there so they can fix it. So what? So what does this matter to you guys? How are we delivering happiness through continuous delivery? So Dan Pink already told us that we can't motivate thought workers by money, so we do it through intrinsic ways. We do things like give them the ability to build really cool solutions to actually delivering product. Mastery is one of the things he talks about. How about allowing these guys, if you put garbage into that pipeline, you're getting garbage out. And so therefore, we're going to encourage those, those primary software development skills. And this is the last one. So check that out. It actually requires the business to do business stuff.